Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is I Love You, Say It Back. It's the podcast. I'm your host, Vic D, and we are just 24 hours from Nashville. Oh my God. How you doing, pretty lady? How's it going? Sorry, just working on my accent from Nashville. For Nashville, my apologies. What's going on, y'all? My name is Vic D. This is I Love You, Say It Back. It's a podcast, and boy, am I glad you are with us today. We have so much that we got to talk to. We got so much that we got to hit on. Some funny stuff, some sad stuff, some reality stuff, which we're going to get into all of. Of course, I mentioned at the top of the show, Nashville is happening. So at the time that we're recording this, it's going to be 24 hours, less than that. No, right? Actually, right, like 25 hours exactly. So we're going to be heading over to Nash. Dolly Parton passed away. I have a story that happened. This happened at the gym maybe 3 weeks ago. And I saw this gentleman again today, and I just want to share this story because I think it's a beautiful story and a great lesson to learn. We got Wednesday Wisdom, PSL dropped, so I'm recording this actually on Tuesday night because I have some stuff that I got to do, like run 13.1 miles or whatever the hell long a half marathon is. Bullshit. But before we get into everything, please jump over to Spotify, Apple, wherever you're listening to this on right now. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that follow. It's an easy, free, cheap way to help us out. It's not going to cost you a dime. Just hit that follow button. And while you're doing that, jump over to our social media at ILY Say It Back Pod. You can follow myself as well at Vic D Radio. You can follow us on YouTube. I just had a great meeting with someone about, continuing to grow and doing all these things. So exciting stuff. It's also kind of anxiety riddled, but we'll keep the details out of that until something happens, which I anticipate going to be happening sooner than later. But a couple things that are giving me anxiety. I want to start with this, folks. I want to tell you the story. This is a story this is a completely true story. I never expected this to be anything that we talked about on the podcast, but it's beautiful how this happened. 3 weeks ago, I went to the gym. I go back at this. So I work backwards. I'm kind of stupid when it comes to the gym. And I know, but it just feels good to me. So before you judge, just understand if something works for you, continue it to work, to do what you do that works for you. I've tried your way and I like this way better. I know you're supposed to work out and then go in the sauna or then go for a swim or whatever. I like to swim, sauna, and then work out. It works for me. That's it. That's just it. So anyways, I go swim. I come back inside. I change to go out and get my lift in. There's a gentleman in there, younger cat. And I mean, I'd say probably like early to mid 20s max. And I don't know, I thought there was almost an earthquake. I'm like looking around at this thing. Anyways, back to the story. Young cat, and he's like frantically like looking for his bag, or he's like looking for something. And I was like, hey bro, are you okay? And I just chopped up conversation. And he's like, yeah, I can't find my bag. I think someone stole it from the locker. And I was like, oh no. So instantly I was just like, let me help this guy look. I was like, do you remember which one it was? He's like, no, I don't. So I'm like, he's opening them, going through them, and I'm like, okay, let me help him see if there's, and he described it to me. It was a blue bag. I don't know if he said Hollister or Old Navy. I don't know, some bag, right? He told me what to look for. We didn't find it in that moment, and I just helped him look for a few minutes, and I was like, bro, I don't see it anywhere. It's not over here. It's not over there, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I end up leaving, and we didn't find it. Then he comes and finds me. Probably 10 minutes later, he's like, bro, it was in the top corner one. I lost it, and I couldn't remember that it was there. But you could see the sense of relief and everything right there. But he was also very thankful that I came and helped him. And I was like, yeah, of course. I was like, I just saw him panicking, and I just asked. I'm a conversationalist. I love people. We're talking. So then I see him, and I've seen him a couple times. He's kind of waved at me, but today I saw him, and he's like, "Hey man, how's it going? How's everything going?" And I asked him, and I was like, "Hey man, you lost your bag anytime, like anymore?" And he's like laughing. But to me, that just signifies how much he's always been like going out of his way to say hi, be super polite. To me, that just showed how long or how far it went that I just paused. One, I asked him what was going on. And two, I helped him look. I didn't do any of this to have a conversation on the podcast. I didn't do anything. It was all spur of the moment. It was all just like, damn, this kid looks panicked. Let me help him look. And that went so far in his head to be like, man, I was really anxious and like looking for this, like nervous about and scared for losing this, and like felt like crap. And this guy just came and asked if I wanted help, and he was helping me look. And I could tell that went a long way with him, because now every time he's asking me, hey, what's going on? So the reason I tell the story is because I'm not one of these people who notices these things, right? Like when somebody does something for me, like I'm like, you don't even know how much that meant to me. But somewhere in my stupid head, I need to get this across my own head that people feel the same way. In other words, sometimes I do things and I don't think that it really has any impact at all. I don't think it matters. I don't think not that it's a bad thing or a good thing. It's just, I just think it's just kind of like just a thing. But it made me realize that doing kind things really does matter. And I'm not one of these big and I am about spreading kindness and treating people right. I'm just not I just think a lot of it is like fake and corny, right? Where a lot of people are like, I have nothing better to say. Let me say the safe thing. Be kind, be generous, be polite. And I just feel like that's just word vomit. You don't really mean it. But today I saw it, and I saw what the impact of me helping him did. And it felt really nice, because I know he felt really thankful that I was just, being nice to him. There's been people who've been really nice when my equipment was stolen, just stepped right up. I'm never going to forget that. I said, hey, you need the equipment for a couple weeks? Go ahead and borrow it. Got new equipment, by the way. Replaced whoever stole it, fuck you, but got new equipment. So it just goes to show you a small little kind deed may not be that big of a deal. You may not even realize it, but it could mean a hell of a whole lot to someone else. So it's a beautiful story. And I thought about it today when the kid was just kind of like, he's like, hey, how's it going, man? How's everything? And I'm like, I'm going to talk about you on the podcast for sure. Folks, on not so happy news, RIP Dolly Parton. Yes, we lost the queen. We lost the legend. We lost this philanthropist, talented actress, singer. Just an absolute legend in every sense of the word. And I'll be the first person this was what I took away from today. Everyone loved Dolly. Everyone loved Dolly to the point where I was curious about why everyone loved Dolly. And listen, people were offended that I asked this, but that's not what I was meaning. I was asking, why does everyone love Dolly? In the sense of educate me, teach me. I didn't grow up with Dolly Parton, damn it. This wasn't my genre. This wasn't my age group. I said, why? There's been tons of talented actors, singers, philanthropists that have died, but no one loved them the way that Dolly's getting the love. So I was genuinely curious. I was like, tell me why she was so loved. Tell me what made her so special. Not that I'm saying that she wasn't. I'm saying, please explain why everyone loves her. But the question rubbed people the wrong way. What do you mean? Why was she loved? She was a very talented singer. And I'm like, yes, I know that. I worked in country radio. I know Dolly was talented. I know Dolly was special. But all my life, everyone loved her like the person. So I was like, man, I was genuinely like, please tell me the stories that made everyone like. There's very few people who are genuinely, unanimously loved. Vin Scully, no matter who your favorite baseball team was, Betty White, Dolly Parton, like Tom Hanks, like there's very few people. So I'm like, okay, what made them? I genuinely didn't know. So I was curious. That was my whole thing. I wasn't asking to say like, man, why does everyone love her? I was asking is because I genuinely wanted to know why everyone loved Dolly Parton. And it was like, how dare you? I'm asking, tell me why. I'm saying educate me. I'm not saying why, but Turns out she donated like millions of dollars and millions of books. I was told a great story about how she started her whole book donation because her father couldn't read. Rags to riches story. So I'm not going to pretend like I was the biggest knower or fan of Dolly, but I will say, here's what I will say about Dolly Parton that I did know. Because a lot of people are pretending like they knew her personally. Man, Dolly, what a girl. You didn't know her. Here's what I do know. In the time that I spent working in country radio, you hear great things about people. You hear not great things about people. You hear everyone. I mean, every single person that I met that had communicated, seen, or whatever it is, loved Dolly Parton. There was never a bad thing, a bad word that was said about Dolly Parton. So now that she passed, 80 years old, brief battle with cancer, RIP, I was genuinely curious. I was like, well, what made everyone love Dolly Parton? And people got offensive and they got offended. They were like, how dare you? No, I'm saying that's not me asking that isn't me saying she doesn't deserve the love. I'm just saying, like, what is it? What made her stand out, right? But RIP, Dolly Parton, fantastic from everything I've heard. I mean, her songs are banging. Jolene, 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 Jolene. And she also wrote I Will Always Love You. And I will always love you. I will always love you. Some would argue that that's better than Whitney herself. But RIP, the legend, Dolly Parton. I want to talk about this. Goodness. I didn't know which way to approach this from. Where's my two? Okay. I'm switching up my order of my topics, but I really wanted to get into this because I went to Walmart the other day. Did you know Walmart is finally getting Apple Pay, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Thank you, Lord Jesus. God is good, ain't he? Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. All the people, I feel like I've been spearheading this thing. We bullied Walmart into finally getting damn Apple Pay, right? Everybody's so happy it's going to be happening. Today, it's like the September 24th, 25th in Bakersfield. I went and I asked. In Bakersfield, we're getting it September 10th. But that's not what I want to get at. Obviously, it's exciting that we're getting it. But you know what Apple Pay, let me back up. You know what Walmart getting Apple Pay reminds me of? Because everybody's excited. Everybody's happy. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, yes, we did it. Yeah, Apple Pay, Walmart. I'm looking at it completely different. I'm looking at it as you're a parent who's crying happy tears, be like, oh, yes, we did it. My child just learned how to walk. And you're like, yes, no way. And then their child is 10 years old. And you're like, wait, I mean, okay, congratulations, but what the hell took so long? That's how I'm looking at Walmart getting Apple Pay. Why the hell did you take so long? It's cool, congratulations, but it's like me learning to speak when I'm 12 years old. Congratulations, you learn to speak, but sweetheart, you're 12 years, you're a little bit behind here. What are we doing? I'm not going to congratulate you for doing something you should have been doing 15 years ago. But nonetheless, Walmart getting Apple Pay is absolutely huge. Game changer. Could not be. Folks, I don't take my wallet anywhere. It's becoming kind of a dangerous game. And I'm not a big drinker. I don't go to the store, buy alcohol where I need my ID on me all the time. So I'm taking my wallet less and less. I take it to the casino because I need my ID to go in because I'm not an employee. They gave me a fake badge. And then last weekend when we had the barbecue, I went to get a bottle of tequila. Well, guess what? Mr. Happy's going in there with no ID, no nothing. I don't take my wallet. I don't take my ID anywhere. I'm not buying alcohol all the time. I just rely on Apple Pay too much. So every time I went into Walmart, I'd be like, damn, I got to go back out to the car. Or I'd be like, I didn't even bring it. So I'm really happy about that. I can just walk in there with my phone and just, it's a beautiful thing. So Walmart, Apple Pay, great news. What else we got? Okay, so we are 20, I guess at the time you're hearing this, you're about 24 hours from Nashville. Folks, I am excited. We got everything locked in. We got everyone locked in. All the stuff that we needed is locked in. The draft board, our fantasy football trip is ready to go. We got our members, we got our players, we got our cameraman, we got everything ready to go. And I'm really excited about us finally getting a cameraman this year. After like 9 years, we're finally getting a cameraman. Shout out Eddie to come out and specifically have that job. Very excited about it. And so, yeah, that's going to be going down. We're going to be in Nashville Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and we're going to be back Tuesday morning. So very excited. But I also know, here's my one fear, my one thing. When you're out there and you're in a group, there's 11 of us. There's a lot of FOMO going on. So with FOMO means that there's not much sleep going on. I'm like, well, I could take a nap, but the boys are out in the jacuzzi. The boys are out having good times. There's just not much sleep over the next 4 days. It's all I'm saying. So I'm going to be going crazy with the social media content. I really hope so. I'm tired talking about it. I'm tired thinking about it. Listen to that. No one yawns on a podcast. But yeah, at ICYDK Pod, at Vic Radio if you want to follow along. Going to be a fun trip. Folks, pumpkin spice latte is officially out. Just like the Walmart getting Apple Pay. That deserves a clap. I'm going to turn around and bounce his ass. That's how excited I am about it. Clap, 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 clap. The PSL, ladies and gentlemen, the PSL is back. Fall season is back. And this is one topic that I can just admit that years ago I was like, it's way too early. It's not even September. Give it a rut. Like, I was so stupid and naive and so young and so dumb. Folks, the fall season to me is so incredibly short. It's like a tight little window of maybe 2 weeks where it truly feels like fall, where it's crisp air, orange, brown leaves. If you want to start the feeling now, if you want to start it last week, go ahead and start it. Drink your PSLs. Make them hot. It's 103 degrees, but who cares? It's all about the feeling. And today the pumpkin spice latte came back, and I know the people are excited because there was lines up to an hour at certain Starbucks around town for people just going out, getting their PSL, getting their little cups, taking their pictures. Pumpkin spice latte. Pumpkin spice latte is back. The PSL is back. But it's all about the feeling. It's not about the drink. It's about the feeling, and the feeling does not last long enough. So I'm very excited about the pumpkin spice latte being back. I know, is it too early? Perhaps, but I don't think that you can put a price on, like, fall's not long enough. So the earlier we can start it, the earlier we can get into this mode. I'm not against it. You starting right in the beginning of August. I don't care. You want to feel good? Go ahead. I'm not here to judge. I wish fall was longer. And PSL starting makes it feel like it's a little bit longer. So with that being said, PSL dropped. We thought we'd do our fun facts, or in case you didn't know, why don't we do them about the PSL? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. These are your fun facts, or in case you didn't know, pumpkin spice latte edition. Here we go. In case you didn't know, the PSL, the pumpkin spice latte, started in 2003, rolled out and tested in Washington, D.C. and Vancouver before rolling out nationwide because it was such a huge hit. In case you didn't know, the original PSL recipe took about 3 months to develop, and Starbucks says that they developed more than 100 different combinations before settling on the final recipe. In case you didn't know. And finally tonight, in case you didn't know, a lot of you guys probably did already know, But in case you didn't know, there is no pumpkin in the original PSL syrup. The flavor actually comes from flavors and spices designed to taste just like pumpkin. In case you didn't know. So there you go. PSL, in case you didn't know, PSL edition. As we move on to a topic, and this is just random. This is me and my brain dumping. It's hot, folks. I know we're talking about PSL and I'm all for it, but it was 105 degrees today. Miserable. Like, not fun. And I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. Listen, I was born and raised in Bakersfield. I'm like, and I don't care if you're born and raised, but you don't get used to it. It's not like, it's like, oh, this year's a little bit easier. It's like, no, 105 is still 105. It sucks. It's not fun. But more than that, I get sad every year that I go through this because it's optional. It really is. It might be optional for you as well. And what I mean by that is that every year during summer, it's like July, it's August, and it's just like, yeah, this is my last summer in Bakersfield. This is my last summer here. I've been saying that for the last 10 years, especially since I left radio. I was like, nah, man, there's nothing really keeping me here. I'm going to leave and I'm going to explore and I'm going to go to cooler temperatures, and I never do. And I have no one to blame but myself. You know what it reminds me of? You remember, I don't want to say it. I'm embarrassed of this, but there was a meme or there was like a quote that came out and it was like, you ever look at a bird and it's like, why are you just standing in the same place when you could fly? And then it's, there's something else and it was like, well, then there's this that looks at us and it's like, why are you standing in the same place? Why are you staying in the same place when you could move, drive, fly, whatever? And it just kind of hits me. It's like, yeah, it's an option. So I have nobody to blame but myself. And every year, I'm hot, I'm miserable, I'm unhappy, I'm less productive. I had a conversation with my buddy about this today. Shout out Pre. We went golfing. Got new golf clubs, by the way. Really excited about that. Got to test them out today. Amazing. Technology is amazing. But back to the conversation I was having with Pre, it was talking about how the heat not only makes us more like less happy, but it also just kind of, it affects me negatively in so many aspects of my life. It makes me a less happy person. It makes me a less productive person. It makes me a less motivated person. It makes me a less creative person. The falls here are pretty good. I like the falls. I like the fall, the winter. I like the vibe. I like the cold temperatures. It makes me a better person, more productive. It makes me the opposite of everything I just listed. But truly, the summer, I cannot live with this. I can't be like, okay, well, 6 months of my life, I'm just going to be miserable. That is not okay. And that conversation has really stuck with me today since we had it earlier today. And I don't know. Again, I've been saying this for the last 10 years. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm going to do something about it. I'm just saying it pisses me off. It pisses me off. Wednesday wisdom. Let me pull this up. A little bit of a jokey joke here. Hey Vic, my man is getting ready to go on a fantasy football trip to Nashville with 10 of his best friends. Should I be concerned? Should you be? Absolutely not, sweetheart. You should be. The only thing you should be concerned about is maybe him losing his voice from singing and screaming and having such a good time. Karaoke. If anything, he should be concerned about you. What are you going to do when you're at home by yourself? He should be worried, but you know what? I'll take good care of him. We'll make sure he's okay. Don't panic, buddy. We'll FaceTime her every 20 minutes. Don't worry about it. Just FaceTime him. It's funny the conversations that I have with these boys. They're like, yeah, she tripping, but you know what? Whatever. I made that one up, but it's funny because I know that's relatable in the sense of, yeah, my man's getting ready to go on a bachelor trip. My man's getting ready to go on a fantasy football trip. So we're flying out from Bakersfield Friday at 6 a.m. hitting, hell, I don't know. I haven't looked at the, we booked it months ago. I think we're hitting Phoenix and then Phoenix directly over to Nashville, either Phoenix or Dallas, but gonna be a good trip. What else do we got? Oh, I think that's about it. I think we're just gonna wrap it up with our trivia question, which, by the way, thank you everyone who came out to trivia tonight. We moved it from from Wednesday to Tuesday, and it was a good hit. It was a lot of fun. Today had a good crowd, had a lot of fun questions. So next Tuesday we'll see you out there. Now I'm looking up the question because I did not write it down. Wrote everything. Here we go. Give me a good question here. Let's end it with a bang. Here's a good one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's your I Street Pub Tuesdays, 8 to 10 p.m. trivia question of the week. Here we go. According to a recent survey, 84% of Americans admitted knowing very little about this particular subject. According to a recent survey, more than 80% of Americans admitting knowing very little about this subject. What is it? Some of y'all could be like, it could be anything. U.S. history, ladies and gentlemen. 84% of Americans admitted to knowing very little about U.S. history. There you go. That is our trivia question, folks. Gonna be a wild weekend. Keep up with it on our socials. Once again, at ICYDK Pod. I am at Victory Radio. Whatever you're listening on, check us out on Spotify, on Apple, wherever it is. It does not matter. Keep up with our socials. Gonna be a lot of fun. So until next week, y'all have a great night. Sleep good. Que sueñen con los angelitos. I love you. Say it back. Watch on YouTube. Follow us everywhere. I love you. Peace.